Well, good morning. I'm Brandon Hollis, and this is the Dirt Church Devotional. I want to talk to you today about a little thing called faith. Now, in James chapter 2, James says, hey, show me your faith without action, and I'll show you my faith by what I do. What does that mean? Well, it means that faith ought to have some action to it, but how can we put that together, make it something that we can understand a little bit better? So I was thinking about it. I was thinking about racing. I was thinking about motocross. So years ago, back in the 70s, I can remember watching Bob Hurricane Hanna beat up on everybody. And, you know, Bob, he had this signature move. I don't know if you remember it, but when he would come across the finish line, or a lot of times just when he was jumping, he would do this really crazy thing called a cross-up. He'd cross up the handlebars and bring them back. And man, that was wild because nobody was doing that. Jump ahead about a generation to the days of Jeremy McGrath. And this guy, he took it to a whole new level. You remember that? Jeremy McGrath, when he'd come across the finish line after whooping up on everybody, he would step off one side of the bike and turn around. They called it the knack-knack. Woo! Man, that guy is just crazy. And then it developed from there. They had guys that were doing I don't know, I think they called it the lazy boy or something. They're putting their feet on their handlebars and leaning back. And then freestyle motocross got started. And guys are doing things called Superman. And they're doing things that are like twisting around. They're doing just nutty stuff. And then here comes this kid by the name of Travis Pastrana. And he turns them on their heads, almost literally. He does this thing called a backflip. I remember when he landed it for the first time, and he flips the bike up, and he keeps going. Whoever thought that was possible? Whoever thought that was even a good idea to try? Travis Pastrana did. You know, now they're doing double backflips. And I just saw recently somebody has figured out how to do a forward flip. And then I was watching the other day, and they're doing things that, if I didn't know better, I would think it was special effects. The way they got the bikes going sideways and they're tripping around. It's insane. And I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know where this is going to go. But I think it's pretty cool. I'll tell you what, that to me is a great illustration of how our faith ought to be. It ought to be growing. It ought to be going to the next level. We should never be satisfied with just doing a simple switch up, crossover, whatever you call it. We need to move from the cross up to the knack-knack. Maybe we need to move from the knack-knack to the Superman. Maybe you've been doing Superman for a while. It's time for you to flip it. But I want to encourage you this morning. Think about faith. Think about where you're at in your faith. Maybe it's time for you to step it up a notch. Remember what James said, show me your faith without actions. I'll show you my faith by what I do. My friends, let's get out there. Let's live by faith, not by sight. Let's move forward. Let's show this world what it's all about. You have a great day. I'll talk to you next time.